And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome you all to the Hello LLC. Today, we're having a special event. Test your tech, unlock of the metaverse from your phone or your laptop. We're going to give you a step-by-step guide of how you can get into the metaverse from your phone, from your laptop. No, you don't need those $4, $5, $3,000 headsets to get into the metaverse. And the metaverse is here, and we really want to showcase how you guys can get into the metaverse by pressing a simple 4 buttons at the end of the day. So you really can be able to see that the future of interacting, the future of engagement, the future of social media, the future of showcasing your business and your services and everything that you have to offer to the world is going to be in a 3D immersive environment, because that's how we're seeing things. We're no longer seeing things on a flat screen TV, right, where it's just 2D. We all want this new immersive experience, especially as we dive into understanding that the average age is 30 years old. And so we really want to be able to showcase this and be preventative, as we always are at the Hello LLC, where we want more for you than from you at the end of the day, and really, showing you how you can do this. And so we're going to start, showcasing how you can join into the metaverse from your phone. Those of you that are in the actual clubhouse, you literally can hit the link up at the top. That is into our amazing Biz in a Box. I'm going to showcase that as well on our actual live screen, because if you don't know, now you know that we are live on LinkedIn Audio, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, as well as X Live as well, aka Spaces. And so buckle up, buttercups, because this is where we're really going to be able to show you. And so you're not sitting there saying, well, I don't know about Metaverse. Metaverse isn't the future. It's all for the kids. Yes, at the very beginning, that is what we all thought. Prime example, we thought that about Facebook when Facebook was first introduced, or aka MySpace. Everybody talked about, oh, that's for the kids. We got on it. The Instagram came around. Oh, that Instagram is for the kids. We got on it. TikTok came around. Oh, that TikTok is for the kids. We got on it. YouTube was definitely one of those things. Oh, those kids just make funny videos and I'll never get on there. Now everybody's talking about how they should have a YouTube channel, and you absolutely should. And this is where YouTube and Metaverse and AI, all of these things converge within itself. SEO, social media, right? Funnels, all of those things are coming all in play in the metaverse, to where if you do have a funnel in the metaverse, you now get to take it from a 2D website into this 3D immersive world that also we share with people. You can gamify your business. And that's what we all want. And we remind people, look at Taco Bell, look at your nearest grocery store, look at Walmart, look at Amazon, look at, Peacock. All of these companies have built a community or a subscription base, right, to where they can filter this information down to you because they've gamified it. Subway is a great example where Subway said, hey, you download our app, you become part of our community, and, they're going to, give you a certain amount off of their Subway sandwiches. Or if you only had the app, you would get that foot long for, $6.99. A lot of people went and literally downloaded that app. They gamified their business. And so this is where we bring a lot of these strategies to the forefront for you guys to understand. You too can do these things in your business, because now more than ever, copy, paste, drag, drop when it comes to our business and implementing these strategies that Nike, that Gucci, that Hyundai, that Dubai, that a lot of these Hilton, Johnson & Johnson have already, Amazon, DHL, right? A lot of healthcare industries have already implemented Metaverse into their business. When, the COVID situation came around, a lot of people had to go to, use the actual, the app that the doctors use. I forgot, Teletech, right? That they had to use for, communicating with their doctor. Now doctors are looking at ways that they can have 3D immersive, rooms that they can have their patients come and meet them in. And literally, if you think about it, the doctor's only going to ask you a couple of questions. And now with the technology that you can get on your phone from your Apple Watch to the little connected devices, they can get all your readings from where you are, and you really don't have to show up. Where when you do go to the doctor, they tell you, hey, you need to go see this specialist. Hey, you need to go see that specialist. Hey, you should go over here. And then you go somewhere and then you come back to them. And so it's making it at an easier pace if we just take it to our healthcare industry alone, of how the metaverse and this AI is changing. Where just the other day I mentioned to a group of people that China has developed a fully automatic, robotic, hospital that is going to be taking over the humans. And as we talk about this AI and, this metaverse, look, a lot of people, I saw this lady the other day that used to deny metaverse, used to deny AI like it was the plague about 2 years ago. The other day I saw her post about it. And I'm like, oh, how the tides have changed, right? About people are now starting to understand the concept and what it can create for us in an overall good. And so this is where we want to really be able to showcase to you guys and help you out, press the button and help you understand how important, the metaverse is, and really talk about what it is, and more so answer your questions. A lot of the times there's more questions that come out of this conversation. And when you ask a question, I can assure you 20, 30 other people have that same question that they're just not willing to ask. And that's why we share with people, we want you to get out of your own way. Because before we can talk about metaverse, it's really about changing your mindset of developing and implementing this new technology, just as you did the dishwasher, just as you did, with other things in your business, just as you did with Zoom, fax to email, all of these things that now, come about. So I see we have Miss Ebony coming up, one of our newest Pivot members. She's definitely probably coming to our actual masterclass, that if you guys don't know about, our Santa Secret Sauce masterclass, where we're going to show you, teach you, and we can even do it for you on your holiday sales, being able to build that campaign, utilize AI to build that campaign, and even more importantly, show you how to utilize AI for your social media, because holiday sales is not just about sales. It's about building brand recognition, and that is exactly what we do. We're not promising $1 million, $10,000 in the next 30 days. We're showing you how you should set your business up and have your foundation, and how you can market, because marketing, right, is showcasing what your business does, and people know what your business does. Branding is being consistent at showcasing that and showing up and being committed to telling people about your business, and not being scared or not being fearful or not being worried about what other people say, especially your friends or your family that always got something to say, but always ain't doing nothing, right? But they want to critique you. And this is why we share with people, keep going and keep believing in you. What you got, baby?
Just keep believing. Oh, we're not on Karaoke Friday. My bad, wrong room. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Test Your Tech. I have been trying to turn this into a karaoke room since we hit the go button. The inside joke yesterday, when we had our amazing pivot guest, she was sharing about how karaoke was something that she was doing from Miss Tracy from the LinkedIn rooms. And she's like, you guys should do that in Metaverse. And so anyways, I have been stuck on singing. And David's like, I love you, but singing's not your forte. So anyways, we'll move off the singing part. So welcome on in, everybody. As the title describes to you, you can experience the Metaverse from your phone, iPad, or computer. And if you have a VR headset, you can use those too. But you do not need a Metaverse headset or VR headset to experience the world that we are in. And so today we're just sharing that because, guys, guess what? I know we say this about 10,000 times a day, and then we'll have somebody say, Can you get in from your phone? Yes. Yes, you
No,
can.
can you get in? I don't have the VR headsets. Do I need the VR headsets to get in?
No, you do not. You can get in from your phone. And so it's okay because we do the same thing. We have conversations with ourselves and
we did this at the yes. At that time it was not only
we don't listen,
Yeah.
actively listen. David and I were just having a conversation today about actively listening.
Were we?
Yeah, we were. You know how that goes. And so it's just the conversation of, when it piques your interest, then you'll be tuned in and ready to rock and roll. So, the short, sweet, and simple is you can use your phone just like you're listening to us or watching us online through a live or through an audio room. You can use your phone. It is application based. Let me tell you something. By joining through your headsets versus joining from your phone, tablet, or computer, the only difference is you have a virtual reality or an immersive virtual reality. So the headsets give you that like you're in the space walking around because you can't see your living room around you because you have headsets on. However, on the other side of that is if you come through your phone or your laptop or your iPad, you get that experience, but it's not immersive. So I hope that shares with everybody the difference of that. Mr. Jones is talking in the background and he can't find out where he is, so that's kind of comical. But with that said, let's move this mic around. Miss Ebony, you're up here. Would you love to jump in on this conversation? Share any more about what we've got going on, what you got going on? Come on,
sure.
man.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I got my business in a box, and I couldn't stop sleeping after I seen what Hello LLC could offer me for my business. And then I had a little bit of a hiatus due to taking care of my mom, which is a blessing in and of itself. And so I had to take a pause, and they were very patient with me. But one of the things that I know and I've learned in just working with them is that they're consistent. They're consistent in their marketing and they're consistent in their branding. And so I'm a life learner, and Tara and David are two leaders that I definitely want to follow and copy because I see their success. And this is just scratching the surface. So I'm so excited to be back getting engaged. And with that being said, I wanted to know, I get into the metaverse, but I don't know how to maneuver. I have my Pivot membership, so I'll be working on that this weekend as well. If it's in there, then I'll be able to figure it out. But I always get into the metaverse, and then I can't change my avatar. I can't say my name. I can't even let you and David know I'm in there. I'm like walking through you guys, jumping down. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. But just want to get better at working in the metaverse because I want to start doing some of my master classes in the metaverse with my two businesses that Hello LLC put a biz in a box for me that is really ready to go. I just got to give them the last specs, which I will be getting over to you this weekend. But the draft looks amazing. So I'm just excited. And I'm grateful for you too.
Yeah. We're grateful for you as well. I'm trying to figure out where I got this.
Oh, and I'll just say one more thing. When you have a good product or service and you have good customer service, that product or service is going to sell itself. And what Hello LLC offers, for at least for me, it sold itself. Like Tara and David did not have to do any hard sales. They didn't have to do any pressure sales. All they were doing was consistent with their branding, consistent with their content. Anything I wanted to know, poke holes, not even poke holes in, but just dig into to get more information since it is new and was new for me. They have that all laid out for you. Their service sells herself. So if you don't have a biz in a box, I highly suggest you get one as soon as possible.
Boom.
Where do we have a double?
We have a double. We can't figure out where it is. We're gonna figure this out. All right, I think we're good now. No, we're not.
Well, while Mr. Jones jumps on that, I will, jump in here and share some more. Miss Ebony, thank you so much for your share, and sorry for the double, guys. If you do hear us double, we've got 3 laptops, 18 tabs open, 5 cell phones in front of us, an iPad, and a chicken. No, I'm joking on the chicken, but there probably is one outside the gates of our house here in Mexico. But anyways, Miss Ebony, thank you for the love. It's good to see you back. I do understand that, family always is a priority. I do know that. I just was doing 90 days of family, so I totally understand. But it's so good to have your beautiful face back and, sharing and being in the rooms with us. And we're ready to see you back in pocket so we can help you get rocking and rolling. But, thank you for the love, and thank you for the kind words. And thank you for the, confirmation of the consistency. David and I will share with you guys openly that 9 years ago, almost, when we started our business, we were consistent individuals, but boy, there were days like, I don't wanna, and we have just held each other feet to the fire, and said, nope, we got to be consistent. Days that I wanted to slack off, David was like, no. And days that David which was mine, were more than his, trust me. And days that David
I'm glad you were honest with that, boo.
I was, yeah. There were a lot more days that I was like, I don't wanna. And then David would be like, yeah, I don't want to either, but we have to. And so thank you, Miss Ebony, for that love. But yeah, so Mr. Jones, did we find that double?
I believe we did. We're going to find out.
I think we got our double, corrected here, so you guys don't get double mint twin on you.
Yeah, and Miss Ebony, and I believe the other day when you did come in, I saw your name, and I saw you running around there. The only thing is that we didn't have our other computer up, so I couldn't unmute myself in Metaverse. So I saw you in there, and you've got logged in there perfectly. And so if you guys want to, I'm going to go through it right now, just as you shared, our amazing Biz in a Box. So those of you that are not familiar with our Biz in a Box, click my face or click Star face, go to the profile, and then even so, I'll even put it in the view details if you want to go to the view details, and I'll put the actual the directions in there, and I'm gonna change that link, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. HOC, so you guys are gonna see what I see, right? And so if you go to the view details, you'll see exactly where I put that link. Or like I said, you go to my profile or Tara's profile, and you hit that button that says "Learn More." Visit Metaverse, and it brings you to our amazing Biz in a Box. And what will happen is that you will be able to come right to this amazing Biz in a Box that has all the information. We won't go into too much detail with that. But what you do is you're going to scroll down, right, past our masterclass, past the AI free guide, and then past our podcast, and you'll see a big button that says Hello Plaza, right? And you can click on that button. And that button will lead you on your phone to another app where it says Hello Plaza in the middle, and you press the play button, okay? And when you press that play button, it then is going to take you to another app to download the actual Spatial, which is the app that we're using, okay? And so you're going to hit that button, you're going to press play, and then it's going to start loading up into our Hello Plaza that you see now that it's loading. All right, let me close down some of these windows so it can load a little bit faster.
Loading. Get
right?
your loading going. Loading. Here I am back to karaoke.
So, yeah, we're back to karaoke.
But as it loads, it'll go through the notches there, guys, and share with you. And your load speed, guess what? Two just little tech tips here. If you're accessing this from your laptop or desktop computer, it's going to load slightly slower than it will load on your phone. The processor and the video card that you have on your phone loads faster, and that's the difference. And just so I share that because you can experience it from both ways. So go ahead, Mr. Jones.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So just, if you're experiencing that and you're like, oh, I'm tired of this, loading, jump over to your.
It's going to load a whole lot faster on your side. It's just taking forever on our side.
Because we have StreamYard and 17 other tabs open. So, yes.
That part, right?
But
let's see if I can hit this refresh button and go from there. Or actually, you know what? I already have it open. And so I'll just take you straight to what it would look like. Boom. Right? And so it would drop you right into our Hello Plaza, which then you will show up in an anonymous, right? Just a regular profile. And that right now is good for now. And then as Miss Ebony said, in order for you to talk, right, you have to actually sign up for an actual account.
Yes, absolutely. So, Miss Ebony, you had asked some questions in particular, like, how do I get a little more, how do I talk? How do I walk? How do I do all these things? And so there's two different, depends on which device you are using. Again, we talk about the cell phone or your laptop / computer as the main two, because most people do not have a VR headset. A VR headset's a completely different experience. But if you do access these through your cell phone or your laptop, there's different ways to get around. So as David shared, if you have been in our space before, that it will automatically drop you in and it will remember your login of who you are. It might ask you to relog in, but you created that. So there's a couple of different conversations or questions you had there, Ms. Ebony. The first one is tied to your avatar. And I'll answer that one first. It was not your first question, but I'll answer that one first. Is tied to your avatar. If you are dropping in for the very first time and you did not create a free profile, then you will be dropped in as like anonymous walrus or anonymous hippo or flamingo or something. They pick anonymous and then an animal behind it, and they throw you whatever avatar. You could be a female and they drop you in a male avatar body, or vice versa. So the way to go ahead and customize that and personalize that is in the top right-hand corner. You can either create a profile or sign in. If you've been there before and you've already created that, sign in. But if you have not been, create a free profile. And in that profile, it will allow you to set your username. So if you want to be the Hello LLC, or if you want to be Miss Ebony or Ebony Dendy, or whatever your name wants to be, you want to have your name to be. Too Cool for School would be mine if it was personal. I'm just kidding. Anywho, whatever that name would be, guys, you plug that in, and then you get to choose your avatar. And you can choose between, they have about, I think it's 15 or 20 different pre-selected avatars, or you could get real fancy and customize your avatar. And that's a little more in depth that we'll talk about in just a second. But that is through a customization within the metaverse that we utilize that will allow you to customize your avatar. And that is the avatars that you see of David and I. So David, the avatar you see of him in a 3-piece suit, and me, whether you see me in a pink pantsuit or a pink dress, those are customized avatars. If you've met me in real life, I do have purple hair. So I tried to get my hair as close as the color as it is. And so, but the fun thing is if you want to have purple hair and you don't get to have purple hair in real life, you can come in here and have that difference and be unique to what your avatar wants to be within the virtual reality, right? And so that's how to kind of navigate the changing of your avatar, and kind of customizing that so you look more like how you want to look within this space. As for moving around, if you are on your cell phone you're going to hold sideways. So I'm going to talk about an iPhone because that's what we have, but you would hold it sideways, not vertical. Like it's meant to, it's always vertical in your hand when you're scrolling. Flip it sideways, and now it's kind of like the Game Boys or whatever it is, you see the kids with Game Boys and they're down there like punching buttons. Well, if you're on your phone, in the bottom left-hand side is a solid circle with a ring around it, and that is like a joystick. That is to if you put your thumb on it and you push down and move that thumb forward, so up towards the top of the phone, or if you pull back towards you, that is you going forward or backwards. And then again, if you go left, you would move your hand left. If you want to go right, you'd move your thumb right. Sorry, not hand, thumb. And so that's how you go forwards, backwards, left, right. However, you'll notice if you're doing that, when you push that joystick to kind of move around, it wants to run. And that is based on the level of pressure you are using on that with your thumb. So if you're pressing it hard, it's going to run. If you kind of barely press it and move it around, that your avatar will walk. You can also, if you're on your phone, you have the screen open in front of, like, the bottom left is your little joystick for your left thumb. You have the Metaverse open on all of your screen. Say you wanted to move, up a little bit in front of where your avatar is, you could tap the screen in front of you with your finger where you want your avatar to move to, and your avatar will kind of teleport to that position. So again, that is how you kind of move around from a cell phone capability. If you are in a laptop or on a laptop or desktop computer, you use your keyboard. And your keyboard, instead of using the up, down, left, right arrow that is over on the bottom left-hand side of your keyboard by your number keypad, you will actually use the letters WASD. W will walk you forward. S will walk back you up, walk you backwards. A will take you to the left, and D will take you to the right. And so that's W is forward, S is backwards, A to the left, D to the right. So that's how you would navigate there. And when you push those buttons from your laptop or your desktop, you're going to be in a walking mode. You will walk around. It will not make you run like the phone when you have a hard finger, like a hard pressure on your, the thumb joystick. It's going to want to run. And so that's how you that's how you move around. And it just takes getting in there and doing it a few times. It's kind of like anybody who ever played Nintendo and never had played any sort of video games before you picked up a Nintendo remote control. How many of you were like lifting and throwing the remote control up because you're trying to jump, and you're like up and you're putting your hands above your head with the remote control, and you're like, why isn't it jumping? It's because you're not pushing the right button for it to jump. It's the same learning curve that we all experienced when we started playing Sega, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, all of these gaming consoles. We had to learn the remote control. And so that's kind of how to move your avatar around in the space.
And it takes you through an actual guided, training at the bottom when you do log in and you sign in. And what happens a lot of the times is most people hit that ignore button and they act like they know it all and they skip that piece without reading the actual steps that it tells you to do on phone and laptop. So definitely make sure you go through those, because what we do, or what we've heard, is a lot of people say, oh, this is hard. No, you didn't read the instructions, because it is very easy to where you have your phone vertically. There is a circle down at the bottom with the outside circle. That is right, left, up, down. The other button on the right-hand side is where you can jump up and down. So it's just like you're playing Nintendo. So I don't know what rock you were hiding under, but it's just like Nintendo, Sega, any of these games that a lot of us, especially if you're 40, maybe even in your 50s, you were accustomed to playing, the Nintendo, and it's just that same setup. And if you want to move slower, how many
times do you remember when you're trying to be jumping over
right?
the turtle and you're like doing it with your
And so it's similar to that. And so that's where we share with you guys. Definitely make sure you read. So
there's just no spinning turtles coming.
There's just no spinning turtles coming at you. Exactly, right? And so with that being said, Ms. Ebony, did you have any other questions, or anybody else have any questions in the chat or any of our other channels that we're on? Speak up.
Awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Ebony, for jumping up here and joining the conversation. And thank you so much for being a part of the conversation earlier, as well as Mr. Joshua down there. He was a part of that conversation we had with Miss Margaret. That was a great community conversation today. So thank you guys. Much appreciation. I want to give you some kudos on that. But yeah, so, a couple of other things I was thinking of while you're in here is that, is to unmute yourself to talk. A lot of times people drop in. And again, if you're on your phone, there's going to be a small little arrow up to the right-hand side of your screen.
Yep, it'll have the square, and then it'll have an arrow pointing down, and you hit that arrow, and it expands out to a whole new menu.
And you will see the muted mic. You'll see the mic with the line through it, and you tap that microphone, and it will unmute you. And that way, that's how you talk when you come in. You can also tap down there on the right hand. If you're on your phone, on the right hand side, there is a little text box. So you can tap that and you can text for some reason if the microphone. But let's remind everybody that, again, when you come in, this application is like a lot of other applications. It has to ask you permissions to be able to jump in and access your mic, or to, how like applications will say, can it, allow access to your mic? Yes. Allow or cancel, or allow access to your photos, allow all, allow some, or cancel. So that's that permission request that it does, that we have to stop and allow it, because if you do not allow that, to allow it to share mic, you will have that issue of where it will not allow you. It looks like you're talking, but you cannot be heard because you didn't allow that permission. And until you give it permission, that's when it says nope, no can do.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, definitely make sure you give it permission on your phone and laptop for sure.
Absolutely. So hope those answered your questions, Miss Ebony. Thank you so much. But as you guys can see, Mr. Jones is walking around our Hello Plaza right now. He is in through his computer. We're also in there through our cell phone. And Mr. Jones was just in there earlier moving some things around with his headsets. And so, again, guys, you can access Metaverse through a multitude of applications or platforms. You do not just have to have your VR headsets. Yes, there are some worlds that in Metaverse that you only can get in there with a headset. We actually are a part of another world that you do only have to have a headset to get in there. And we realized how hard that was to have that request for people to do so. And it just wasn't feasible, for people to go out and buy a $500 headset to access something that wasn't, when they needed to make sure that they paid for a cell phone bill maybe that month, because that cell phone bill they use for business and personal life,
Yeah.
So we realized, let's make this an easier access and move over into a world that you can have multiple access points through different technology components that you already own. That's the smart way to bridge that gap. So, Mr. Jones is in our plaza right here. And as you can see, that main screen up top, guys, you can host events in here as we are tomorrow. We are having our masterclass tomorrow in our studio. So that will allow people to come into the studio and be able to sit down, enjoy the space, learn some more about our holiday, how to market your holiday campaigns, set one up, how to even set one up and then get a campaign rocking and rolling, and how to create powerful content, whether it's a flyer or it's an AI promo video that you're going to create or whatever that is. But we are showing you guys how to take advantage of that in our masterclass tomorrow. And the beautiful thing about this, guys, we had this masterclass last week on the 2nd. This is the second Saturday. We're doing the same content. So if you did not make it last Saturday, don't worry. You did not miss out. There's content we're going to be repeating and covering. And so you can jump in and act brand new and be brand new. And that's okay. There's no problem with that. But with that share is the simple fact that one of the biggest things that we got feedback was people enjoyed the easiness of it, the ease of coming in, not having to be on video, not jumping into a Zoom and being like, I'm going to be off camera and then feeling guilty because everybody else is on camera and you're the only person off camera. You know how that guilt shows
with the
up?
paper bag on your head.
Or you're like, man, I just, I'm really into just living in my sweats today with a, a bun on top of my head. And
Are you talking about yourself?
Yeah, I am. Exactly who I'm talking about. And I don't want to wipe the sleep out of my eyes. And I'm just. See, Miss Ebony wants her bun on too. I tell you, you guys, I started wearing a silk cap on my head because I wake up looking like. Have you ever guys seen the purple minions that have scary hair? That's exactly how I was waking up, and I was like, "Oh, this is not pretty. I need to put something on this so it's not wild when I wake up in the morning." Digressing about my bun and my hair and how I look, but there's people that do not want to have to get on camera to be able to gain some knowledge, and they want to be able to do it in the comfort of their own home and not feel obligated to get on their camera. And that's the beautiful thing about Metaverse. You have a sense of community by being there in your avatar, and it's not required to have your camera on. Guess what? The really cool thing is, in the world that we are in and have platform we built on, you can show your camera if you chose to, but you don't have to at all. And there's not that underlying guilt of the Zoom guilt of, oh, I don't got my camera on and everybody else does. And so
3D
let me fix
immersive
myself
adventure
up
in the
real quick
Metaverse.
here to look halfway presentable, so I can turn my camera on and be a part of this and not be that person. And so there you go. I love it because I always ask David when he's like, oh, don't forget we have a meeting later on. I'm like, is it on Metaverse or are we in Zoom? And if he says Zoom, I'm like, okay. And I got to go find a bun and my polo shirt and look halfway presentable. And, I will tell you guys, coming from corporate America where I got ready every day and, dressed nice. And I just have really fallen out of that habit of having to get dressed to the T's and the nines. And I really enjoy it. And I was just thinking the other day, I enjoy dressing up, but I don't want to be dressed up all the time. And so again, I love Metaverse for that simple fact. Mr. Jones, why would you love this? Because you got to put your bun on?
No, I don't have any hair, so I don't have that problem. Number one, but it's so true. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that when we do have Zoom meetings with our clients, that 99% of them show up without their camera on. And that right there goes to show exactly why Metaverse is so much of a better opportunity for people to show up in their avatar, that they can dress up, they can be able to really, present themselves in a way and change it based upon what experience they're in, and be able to see the screen as you're seeing here now. We had Ms. Merlin share with us, hey, is there any way we can make the screen bigger? Yes, we tested that out today for sure, that we're going to be able to make the screen a whole lot bigger for people to see when we showcase this. And check this out. I'm going to do a little razzle dazzle. I see nobody's joined us on the Hello Plaza as of yet, right? And so anybody that joins us in the Hello Plaza and takes a screenshot and tags us, we're going to give you a free ticket to our masterclass. Okay? So you got another 15 minutes for you to be able to hit that button, which is our biz in a box, or go to the view details, or hit Tara's face or my face and hit that button, and on our biz in a box that says Hello Plaza, and get into our Hello Plaza, and you will get a free ticket to our Hello Plaza or Hello LLC masterclass that takes place tomorrow. And I'll also give you a 30-minute consultation to talk to us about your masterclass and to catch you up on everything else that we have going. And so
Miss Ebony's dropping in there right now.
Miss Ebony's already a pivot member. So
I know she is, but that's where she
probably tried
to
to disappear now and be like, oh yeah, I'm in here, when she's already got access to it.
She already has the email with access to it.
And so
And that's solely because she's a Pivot executive,
Yep.
part of our membership, and a part of being a Pivot member.
Yep.
She is the executive member, which is a $27 a month rate, and that gives you not only free access to our master classes like this one, it also gives you a one-on-one and some other great things. But that's why. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
we're not just picking her out and saying, "Oh, she gets free access."
No. Anybody that joins our Pivot membership at the executive level, they get access to our quarterly master classes that we do, just like we're doing this or we've done for the last 2 weeks. Is showcase how you can build your actual holiday revenue and your sales, and then be able to show you the importance of it, but more importantly for you to be able to understand how you need to brand and market your business utilizing AI, from your flyers, from the video to posting on your social media. We're going to be showing you guys how you can be able to utilize AI and post on your LinkedIn, post on your Facebook, post on both of the storylines that people missed out on, right? And your YouTube and your Google SEO and your Pinterest and your X Spaces, all on with a one swipe. And so that's an AI tool that we'll share with you guys tomorrow during this masterclass that you definitely do not want to miss. And for $27, and to be able to get a one-on-one with us, find me another masterclass that you're going to go to that is a 2-day event, and they're going to give you a personal one-on-one with the actual person that did the masterclass, and not an associate or somebody part of their team and a
workbook cheat
and a workbook as well that we've created as well. So you ask anybody that's come to our masterclass, we give above and beyond value.
And you can buy a one-time ticket at $27, or you can join our Pivot membership at $27 and get in there, plus all the extra benefits. So, but I wanted to ask you a question, that you can answer this. Why is it important for people to come experience the metaverse on their own instead of listening to us share about the experience of what it is?
Well, because you don't understand the gravity of it until you actually experience it. And we can talk about this all day long, and it will not matter until you literally go to our business box, hit that big button that says Hello Plaza, and then literally it asks you, do you want to play? You press the button, and it's going to start downloading you straight into our room, and boom, right? You're going to be able to see it better than we can talk about it. And when people do join in, their light bulbs go off of what they could do, because a lot of the times when we do talk about metaverse, people hear, Roblox, people hear Fortnite, people hear, what's the other one? Decentraland.
Oh, yeah.
And those are real boxy and pixelated, and it's real grainy. And a lot of the times that's what people, register to. And it's a whole bunch of games that people think of. And that was what we thought.
Or what's that latest one? Go Pro, Go Brunch, Go...
Yeah,
whatever that it's a 2D platform.
It's a 2D platform that is not a virtual platform. It's a boost up Zoom at the end of the day that has a green screen behind it. That then you can put your face, if you want to go live. And then once again, we're in the same boat.
But you can't get up and walk around the table.
No,
that you are plopped into.
Yeah,
so,
that's
it.
And
that's the difference between a virtual reality space versus a 2D space, and that doesn't take away from anybody, but just knowing the differences, like for instance, Zoom is offering an ability now to where you can jump in and have an avatar, with, what is that, where you're able to take you as a person, and now you have whatever screen you're showing behind you, and you're outlining
you're able to there. And Zoom is understanding the experience piece of it, that you have to create better experiences for people. And so now Zoom has it where you can share the whole screen, or you can put your picture up behind it, or you can change the actual dynamics of the viewing that you have, and you can show it with that Autobot or chatbot that shows up for you. So they are understanding the transition that's happening, and they too, right, will be the next blockbuster. Mark my words.
They're trying not to be the next.
They're trying not to be,
yeah.
but if they don't implement some newer tools as they are now, they're going to be falling behind. Which is why we share that with people that choose to listen and future thinking entrepreneurs, and not those entrepreneurs that are stuck in their old ways. This is the way I do business, or I'm not going to change, or not willing to go experiment, or not even experiment. Go look at these facts on your own about the metaverse. We continue to remind people, if you have a better R&D research team than Nike, than Gucci, than Hyundai, I want in on it, because these companies are already showing you exactly where we're going. And the crazier thing about it is, how can we be that naive not to understand that we, and I'll speak for myself as a 40-year-old, used to share with my parents how they could text, how they could use email, right? How they could use the fax to email. Hell, how we went from tapes, or should I say, the 8 tracks, to the tapes, to the CDs, to the iPad, to now it's all on your phone. Everything that we grew up with is on your phone, literally. And we're in that next stage of revolution of now, as you guys are paying attention to social media and maybe even TikTok, where you're seeing these glasses that you can have Bluetooth, right? That now can connect. And you're seeing Ray-Ban that's partnered with Meta, that now they have augmented reality to when you look at other people, right? You can literally tell who they are. And I love to remind people, are you all forgetting the movies that you've been seeing? The movies have been telling you exactly where we're going. What is Iron Man, right? What was Jarvis? That was AI. Iron Man was Metaverse, where he put on a mask and he could see all these things, and it would automate and tell him this and tell him that, and made him a hell of a lot smarter. Hello, right? When you look at Mission Report, Minority Report. Minority Report came out a while back, and Minority Report came out where he was touching the screen and moving this and moving that. That showed up in your cell phone. In Mission Impossible, when I talked about the Ray-Ban, Mission Impossible is on like number 10 right now. So I think it was probably maybe like 4 or 5 when it first started out, and he was in the bank, right? And he had these glasses on, and the glasses would tell him who was bad, who was good, who was that. And now we have that. And so this is where we bring this thing forefront to people. And if you really want to know more about Metaverse, go watch the movie Steven Spielberg, right, created, called Ready Player One, that came out in 2016, 2017, and they're coming out with Ready Player 2 at the end of this year, or next year. I think it's next year. And so, this is where we cannot let denial be a strategy and us sit in our silos and we act as if, this isn't happening, when these companies are telling you and showing you exactly what's happening, especially as those of you that are watching football, watching basketball. You've been seeing those Oculus commercials that say, hey, you can watch basketball getting these Oculuses, right? Hey, you can watch NBA watching, these Oculuses. You guys should come and join us in our Hello Plaza that we play football on the weekends. So prime example for me and Tara, we live away from our parents. We can, and our family, we literally tell them, hey, come meet us in the Metaverse, and we watch the game together as if we were sitting on the couch talking the same junk, talking the same noise. And guess what? No cleanup, no mess. You want to leave, you just hit disconnect and toodles. And so, and yes, it is the same experience. I think it's a little bit better, because now if I want to cuss my sister out, I can hit the mute button, cuss her out on my own. And now I don't have to get in a fight, vice versa. And so, this is where we get to change the perspective. All in love, right? Of being able to showcase these things in a different manner.
Yeah.
Right? What you got?
Well, no, I was just, making sure people don't think, well, dang, David's just over here cussing his sister out all the time. But yeah, it's understanding the importance of why, the experience. And again, we have had a heavy conversation today about experience, from A to Z and back to A. And so it's just really understanding that we can sit here and share this with you all day long till we're blue in the face, but we can't really give you a full experience until you jump in. It's kind of like someone who's never been on a roller coaster and they're like, what's it feel like? Well, you go up and you go down and it feels like your tummy drops out of your stomach, when you go down, and then all of a sudden you're whipped to the right and you think you're going to fly off the rails. Oh, I mean, that's my experience. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So my God, somebody's going to go, no, I don't want to do that. But, it's really coming down to that simple fact of understanding how that plays out. And so, yeah, absolutely. But we want to welcome everybody on in. Joshua, it's so good to have you still here, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Just want a big shout out to him. So he's been here since we opened the room. So thank you so much, Joshua. We're greatly appreciative of you. Michael, it's so good to see you. And Miss Nancy, Michael's been in here a hot minute too. So thank you so much, sir, for being here. And Miss Nancy as well. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the chat channel, DM, or jump up here on stage and share, ask questions, or, better yet, come push some buttons and come visit us in the metaverse.
Still nobody's came into the Hello Plaza to get that free ticket. Come on down.
Ooh,
it's still up for grabs.
Still for grabs. So anyways, we encourage you guys to jump in and come see us there. And so with that said, Mr. Jones, why is the metaverse the future of business? And let's come back to this conversation before I release, hand you the mic, is that, we had a meeting last week with someone who is very much within the marketing realm of Vegas, does a lot of Vegas marketing, works with a lot of, obviously, big casinos and, the shows, productions and all that goes on. And we had a meeting with them last week, and it was really encouraging for this individual to share with us that this is the first that they have seen of Metaverse in this capacity, and it not be the Roblox or, the Decentraland gaming situation where kids can just jump in and game, but where this is business to business, B2B, and where this was really a business concept and not so much of a gaming concept, which a lot of people think Metaverse is solely for gaming.
Yeah.
And, we're really, breaking through that superstition as to why Metaverse is not just solely for gaming. And this is something that you need to be serious about and look at for your business and your brand and the experience you're going to bring to your customers and clients. So, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, when we talk about the Metaverse, I think first we have to be able to understand what it is and how it's different from what we have now. And to be able to talk about that, I want to share with you guys all is that, there's the metaverse, and then there's this thing called Web3. And Web3 and the metaverse are two completely different concepts, but they mash together. Where Web3 is nothing more than it's a decentralized platform where we're going from just the video, just the audio that we're on right now with the Web2. Right now, we're all on social media. We all have the audio concept. We all have the image concept. And now we're moving to this Web3, which is not owned by Google, not owned by Facebook, not owned by Amazon, that are the major conglomerates to what we experience now when we go into, the internet. Those big, large companies are predominantly everywhere you go, and they own a lot of the resources and algorithms that we see. When we move to the Web3, it's decentralized, and we all have a piece and a say in what is done. And the metaverse is nothing more than the website within Web3. So currently right now, when you go to the Web2, I like to utilize it this way, is that it's kind of like going to the current, park that you go to now. When you go to the park and it has the track that's already there, and then in the middle it has the swing sets. It has, where you can play around with everything else, where it has it has been a while since I've been to a playground, where it has the monkey bars. It has, where the slide, it's already preset. It's already made for you. You can't go and change a single thing. That's Web 2. Just like when you go into the internet, you can't go into Google, you can't go into Amazon, you can't go into your social media right now and change the buttons, change the settings, change it to your particular liking. And you can't do that, right? For everybody to change their experience. In some shape, form, or fashion, you can, but not to the extent as Web 3, where Web 3 is you show up to the park and if there's no track, there's no swing set, there's no nothing, but there's this whole slew of tools and things that you can build and create that park experience the way you want it to be built. And you create that experience, which is why now we share with people that if you think it, you can create it. And that's where we've gotten to at the speed of thought. You think it can be created within Metaverse, and just don't take our Hello Plaza and say, ooh, the colors, ooh, that, ooh, the fire, ooh, the balloon. I don't like that. Whatever you think of, it can be created in this Metaverse. And the Metaverse literally allows us to play around in Web 3. And so that's something I want you all to understand. Michael, did you have a question, brother?
Yes. I'm in the Metaverse, and I'm not so sure I have the right credentials or why you can't see me.
What do you see on your screen, my friend?
When I go into spatial, I see. No, okay, I was active. Hold on a second.
So what I want you to do, because you got the app downloaded,
Right now,
go ahead.
I see a big screen in front of me. I see what looks like a jacuzzi in the front. Blue hello on one side, and another magenta hello on the other side. And both it's like a big board in front of me. With both yourself and your wife, maybe up there.
Yep. I don't see you in the room. I just rebooted. I'm gonna reboot it because you're sharing it the right way, and I have two of us in here.
Yeah, so I should be able to see him, but
Yeah, and you see the big blue screen, and you see the big screen that's playing. It's not playing now because I just rebooted, so it should be black.
yeah, it's gone black. It's disappeared.
Yep, because I'm restarting on the other one.
It says getting naked or something.
Oh, he might be in our podcast.
You're in our
He's
podcast,
in the podcast
room.
Uno momento.
I see you now. I see exploring puppy. And that's who was there. Somebody called puppy was in here.
You might hold on. You might be in. Let me come to you. I'm gonna use my other avatar. You might. Do you see getting naked anywhere?
No, outside somewhere. No, I somehow ended up being outside of something. Let's see if I can see getting naked anywhere.
I think you might be in the podcast room though, because there's 3 online there. So hold on, we're coming to you.
We're coming to you, my friend. Yep.
There's exploring puppy.
Yep. You're in
Michael.
You're in our getting naked room. Yep, I see you.
And he stepped out outside of the hot air balloon somehow.
Yeah, so it's bringing you back up. Yeah, you.
I jumped up. Yeah, I need to go back.
Yep, it's bringing you back.
This is new for me.
Yeah, no worries. But you made it in here, right? You made it into the room.
Yep.
So what I want you to do, my friend, is when you jump back up in here. Let me see. Can I bring you to me?
Jump back up.
That's funny. Michael thought that was a hot tub, and then when you getting naked,
A hot tub.
I
I was like, a hot tub.
That got ran.
There ain't no hot tub.
That looked different. I was like, "Where's the hot tub?"
I was like, where's he seeing a hot
It's
tub?
the logo in the middle. I love it. Absolutely. So, Michael, great job, first of all, for just pushing the button and getting in there. And great job on getting your account set up. I see, because you're not, like, for example, you see Exploring Puppy in here. Whoever else is in here right now, they just jumped in as an unknown, didn't create an account. And so then that's why they're showing up as Exploring Puppy, which does not make it right or wrong, but that's just the extra step. So, the difference was that you jumped in here and you created a free profile. So great job on that as well. So
Yeah. So all you need to do here, I'm gonna bring this up.
I'm right in the middle, in between both of you.
Perfect. So what I want you to do is take a screenshot, because you know how to take a screenshot, right? On your phone.
Yes.
Take a screenshot and share that on LinkedIn, and then just tag and add us, the Hello LLC. And that, my friend, will get you your free ticket to join us tomorrow for the masterclass, and we'll be able to go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, here, I'm gonna take a picture of you too. And I don't know who that exploring puppy is.
Somebody was in there, you said earlier.
That might have been Miss Ebony, but Miss Ebony has an actual account, and she's already good to go. So no worries about Miss Ebony. So yeah, take a screenshot. If you're on your phone, just hit the top button, because you're holding it sideways, and the bottom button like you regularly do, and then just post that on LinkedIn. And once we get notification, and you can tag the Hello LLC, Tara, or myself, and then we'll get you that free ticket.
Sounds good to me.
Boom! Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you press the buttons and we help you out. Okay. And so with that being said, Michael, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
So let me ask you this.
That was just my deal right there. Just trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, you were just in our getting naked room. So let me ask you this. When we were talking about it beforehand, right? And we were talking about how it was immersive and all of this. Now that you've stepped in there, do you see what we're talking about now?
Yeah, I absolutely see what you're talking about. There was another room that was very similar to this. Margaret and another person were hyping it up about 2 or 3 months ago.
Yep.
And it's very similar to this room.
It probably is this, because Margaret's a good person.
The idea was the same, yeah.
Yeah, you might have. I don't know if it was the Go Brunch, but it definitely is different from this, because this is a fully immersive, and you're not just showing up, in the circle with a little picture person that they have. This is where you can move around completely in that environment, just as you jumped off. Yep, exactly. Right. We just had Miss Margaret on. We just had Miss Margaret on our Hello Pivot about 2 weeks ago, where she joined us in our Hello Plaza.
Oh, nice. Oh, she did. Okay.
Yep.
I guess I'll be seeing her soon.
Yep, absolutely. That indeed. And so, with that being said, once you send that picture in, which I'm pretty sure you're getting that done, we're going to, go through this one more time for you guys as we, wrap this room up. We appreciate you guys joining us in the metaverse and really being able to see how easy this works. And Michael just showed with you, his personal experience. We didn't pay him or anything of that sort. Give us his first impressions of, us talking about it is completely different than you joining in and you being able to actually see it and experience it for yourself. And the one thing that we share with people is kind of like, talking about, the radio. When the radio first came about, people had no clue, what it was about, or should I say the television, when they were only listening to the radio. Let me pay attention, right? Get this out right, Spitty. Is that when the radio was around, people were only accustomed to sitting around the radio and listening. And then all of a sudden, this TV came around in the late 50s, and everybody that had a TV or had seen a TV talked to the people that had only known about the radio. And people that were listening to the radio could only imagine what it was. And then when they actually saw it, they were like, oh, I'm never going back to a radio again. Just like right now, I encourage you guys all to try to explain right now what a television would look like. Tara, can you try to explain?
Well, when I do explain this, I try to explain someone who's only listened to the radio going, well, it's the same thing as the radio that you hear there, but it's got an animated picture that gives you a depiction, and that word's not the right, whatever the word I'm looking for. But yes, it shows you what they're talking about with an animated show video movement behind it. Now that right there is such a lovely description. I mean, you knew exactly what I was talking about, didn't you, when I said that? No, 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 you didn't. Because trying to explain to somebody, it's kind of like this. If you are, someone who enjoys a nice steak, or maybe you love eggplant parmesan, or whatever your favorite dish is, and every time you go out to the restaurant and you try that, you got to get that dish, whether it's a steak, a hamburger, a eggplant parmesan, a veggie ganache, or whatever your just cat's meow is. There you go. There you go. It's trying to explain to somebody what that tastes like when you have, oh my God, this restaurant, they make it. It's got so much flavor. It's just amazing. And you're like, you can't describe the taste to anybody.
Yeah.
So it's this is why we always share with everybody. You just got to come in and experience it for yourself. Well, I wish I could. I wish I could just say bloop bloop, and there you go. Now you have a feeling and an experience of it. But until you push the button yourself,
Exactly. And Michael, how easy was it for you to get in here?
Oh, it was very easy. Once I got the what do you call it, the app installed, it was very simple, just getting it in there and just roaming around. I didn't see anybody at the time. Of course, that was when you had already rebooted. And now that you were back in there, it was very simple for me to actually recognize you and see you once you got back up. And that was also kind of amazing, just seeing you show up just like that. That was awesome.
Exactly.
It's a lot like a video game. I do not know what the controls are. I'm not so familiar with it, but I can see my son really enjoying this. Enjoying it quite a bit and trying to actually exploring it to see how well it fits, what it can do. What exciting things can you get him to what do you call it? Well, what things can you do to get him excited and actually coming back? Probably get him some sweets, stuff like that. That would be good.
Well,
virtual sweets. Virtual sweets.
Well, you just explained the thing that we've been sharing with is engagement. That's exactly what you just talked about, was engaging and getting people inspired to come and learn, and do other things in the metaverse. And that's exactly what we share with people, is the engagement that you get, and gamifying this as well. Because as you can see at the very top, right, there is a number at the top. And on those of you that are looking at us live, we kind of have our border changing it. But I have 23,239 points. Right now, we have it set up to where when you come into our metaverse world, you can actually earn services and products by spending time in here. So prime example right now, I'm going to buy some snow. And so now I can drop snow
that you got to attack it from. And typically, the way you do that is maybe go after their kids, attack it from there. And their kids are going to be talking about it and talking in school and talking to them about it, or dinner conversations and all that stuff. You're going to eventually realize how significant this is through their kids being totally excited and then saying, well, if they're so excited right now, they're going to grow up excited. So what are they going to do when once they start making money? Where are they going to spend it? In the metaverse, because they're excited now. They're being introduced to it. They've really got their eyes open and Googled about it. That's where they're going to be headed. Mm-hmm. If they're not already there right now.
They are. And that's why we say, when you hear your kids talk about Roblox, when you hear your kids talk about Fortnite, that is a version of Metaverse where even, Roblox is now available now on the Oculuses with the Quest 3s. And so everything you're talking about, brother, is spot on. Of when you talked about engagement earlier, when you talked about getting people to understand the gravity of this and showcasing this, and then even more companies understanding how much time they can get by having people look at their services. And right now, those of you that are watching us live on our live channels that we have going on right now, I'm currently in Roberta Pacino's storefront in the Hello Plaza, to where she's able to showcase, her Etsy store. She's able to showcase her personal framing options. People can come in here and book an appointment with her. And then people can, get her free calendar that's coming up. And then the great thing about this is she also has it to where she doesn't meet people in Zoom anymore. She meets people.
She doesn't need to meet them in Zoom
Boom.
anymore. That's true.
Boom. You no longer need Zoom anymore, because now you can tell people to meet you in the room that we build that you get with your storefront and your actual studio. And so she also does her podcast back there, which a lot of people right now are talking about podcasts. And Tara and I have been talking about people getting their podcast 8+ years. And now people are catching on because they see the benefits of it. And now we're a step further that, you should have your podcast, but now let's put that podcast in Metaverse where you can show up in your avatar. Your guests can show up in their avatar. You still can stream it on all your platforms. And the great thing about it is you can have your live guest show up in this Metaverse room and talk to your guests, ask questions to you and everything else. And now you have it recorded to where that's a completely different experience. And you get to drop it in your 2D, Metaverse worlds. And the great thing about our Biz in a Box is you can listen to it, or you can jump straight into the link to go to the actual world itself. And so this is where, we beat ourselves up, but we know the time is coming. And, it used to take years, but now with the frequency of how, Metaverse is now being more adopted, and it's being adopted in the fun, gamify way, or watch the sports or do this. It's just days before we get into the point of, hey, now I'm going to put my business in there, as Nike did when you said, kids are looking at this. Nike made $121 million last year alone on digital assets, where kids would want to come in here and they would want a Nike shirt. They would want Nike shoes to fit their avatar. And that's exactly where we're going, to where they don't want gifts anymore. They want cash so they can go online and buy these digital assets.
VR cash.
Boom.
And, this is a bridge, another bridge that gets a gap that's going to get bridged is that part right there, is the Metaverse cash, because as many of you know, fintech, cryptocurrency is not fintech. Fintech is the broad industry, but cryptocurrency, which is within the fintech portion of Web3, that is going to be where, when we are fully immersive to where we do have these, worlds and realities like we do, instead of having to click on something and go over to a Web 2 platform to do the checkout process through a PayPal, a Stripe, or whatever, which is fintech in itself, because that's financial technology. The crypto portion of it, especially when the United States comes down this pipeline with regulations, you'll then be able to say, for instance, let's just say Apple Cash. Apple Cash will have an Apple crypto, and you can, check out, like, how many times have you guys went out to a checkout and it's like, check out with your or Apple Cash, or these different pay partners that
digital platforms,
yeah. And so once crypto goes in through the regulations, because that's what's coming down the pipeline next is regulation for cryptocurrency, then that will allow the plug-in for large institutions as banks and these pay platforms to be able to incorporate that fully. You already see it. You already see, for instance, like with Cash App, you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy, some of these cryptocurrencies, but you'll see more integration. And that's where the analogy I use is, think of you driving down the road to your neighborhood or the street to your house. You're headed to your house, and the car, the vehicle that you're in, just think of that as Web 2, which Web 2 is social media that we're already on, the internet, everything that we use today that is internet-based, social media platforms, all of those things, that's Web 2. But you pull up into your driveway at your house, and as you get out your driveway and everything outside your house is Web 2, but your house itself is inside is Web 3. Where we are in this transition is where you have parked in your driveway, you parked your Web 2 car, you got out and you're walking up your Web 2 sidewalk to your Web 3 house, and you're literally door open 1 foot into the house, 1 foot on the Web 2, sidewalk. So we're in that in between right now, where we're starting to make that merge over. We're starting to enter in fully into Web 3. But they have to do it slowly. And when I say they, I mean us as a society. People don't do change quickly, so you have to make it easy.
The regulations and policies have to come in first.
Yes.
Before that happens, and that's what you're waiting upon. In fact, it's kind of interesting that you talk about big currency, because last year is when we were thinking that was going to be implemented through the other regime that just got. Overtaken or overthrown. Now we know there's going to be
it's going to be a forefront.
Going to introduce this digital currency.
Yeah, 100%.
And actually push this. So I anticipate an aggressive push towards this end, simply because of the fact that we're trying to be ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
And being that way, I don't think we're going to be that far away ahead of anybody else, because you can understand that you guys have been to China, correct? Have you been there?
No, we have not made it to China in our travels.
Man,
but they are highly. David and I were just having this conversation of how Asian countries, whether you're in Thailand, Vietnam, China, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, these are highly tech-forward communities that are light years ahead of where we are in the States and other places. Like, they're just, if you go over there, it's like they're operating in 2050. And here's the thing, everything is technology based over there, where you order your meals, everything is touch screen. You just work with some sort of technology, computer, robot, whatever it is. And people have no problem with that. But yet we have this conversation over here in the States, and it's like, no, iRobot. I'm thinking the robots are going to come take over. And it's like, no, okay, well, we got to start somewhere,
Well, that is true. But at the same time, this also, allows you to do one thing. That if you go into these spaces, like, I think, when are you going? Where are you going next? You're in Mexico now. You're going where?
We're going to Thailand next.
Yeah.
Okay, that you take the opportunity to learn from them, and also the surrounding countries, because in that area, Asia, there's a lot of technology. That being the case, that's technology that has not come to the United States and reached, and they're also going down certain avenues that the United States haven't gone down through yet. you can be pioneers in actually moving the United States system if you're able to just take a glimpse of what they're doing over there and knowing what kind of technologies the United States would accept, not accept, to give you a big advantage, with respect to entering those, um, with respect to the corporations here in the United States and being able to present your products to them. I think you'd be very well. You do very well by doing that.
Yeah, and you say just purchasing the products, and a lot of people don't get the experience that Prime example for Chef Andy, the singing chef. He was one of our first Biz in a Box clients, or not one of our first, but one of our first Metaverse clients. Where now he's able to tell people, go to my Biz in a Box, and then also go shop in my Metaverse storefront. And literally from his Metaverse, this is where we tell people we transition you from 2D to 3D. Or prime example, it says discover more. People can literally hit this button. Those of you that are watching me live, and hit that button that says, yes, I want to go to, the singingchef.com, and boom, it takes you right into his actual Biz in a Box, to where now you're in the 2D world, where now you can look at his AI video, have his YouTube. You now can be able to learn about his amazing pasta sauces, get his free recipes that he has. And now he's able to take people from 2D to 3D. And then if they want to come back, they just slide on right back down here and they say, shop in my virtual store. And boom, right? They're able to come right on back to the metaverse. And so this is where we tell people this transitions you from 2D to 3D. And you're spot on, Michael. I think you're giving us some great ideas. And this is even more so the reason why, we're making this move, because, what we find a lot of the times is America is behind on technology, especially when we talk about AI, when we talk about robotics. People have been laughing at us, left and right, when we've been sharing with them. It's not AI that you're going to have to worry about taking your job. It's these robots that they programmed AI that's going to take your job. And me as a business owner and these other enterprises out there, if you think they got in business for nonprofit, you're on the wrong side of the totem pole. It is not your job or your company's responsibility to keep you hired and to keep you fed. It is them, where they can be able to say, I can get something cheaper, faster, reliable, no HR, no sick days, no coffee, no creamer, no pizza parties. I get this robot and boom, I'm off to the races. And they're already doing it. And that's something we showcase on our TikTok, where just the other day I got one ready to go out now, where these robots are now waiters and waitresses. They can bring you the menu, they can bring you your food, they can do everything. And so that's an impact on a lot of these people that are talking about, oh, no cuts, no taxes on this, no taxes on that. You're right. No taxes on none of that, because your ass is going to be replaceable here in the next 2 to 3 years, and they're not going to have to pay anybody. They're just going to have one person that manages those robots to keep them up and going, and they don't know nothing about the menu or nothing of that sort. They just know these robots. And so this is what we share. Buckle up, buttercups, because times is changing, things are changing. Are you changing is the better question, and understanding you have to learn these new tools and retool yourself into implementing these new technologies.
I certainly agree with you there. You said it a whole lot in a very short period of time.
That indeed, brother, that indeed. And so, with that being said, we're definitely going to send you your registration. Michael, I'll send that to you on the back end, where you can join us tomorrow in a different room tomorrow, and join us for our masterclass and be a part of it. It's at noon Eastern Standard Time. And so definitely come and join us, and then we'll talk to you then. And the rest of you that have joined us, we greatly appreciate you joining us in the Hello Plaza in Metaverse with the Hello LLC. Love, do you have anything you want to share before we get out of here?
Well, I just want to, lots of appreciation for Michael to, just be asking questions. It's been super, I don't even know the word because we don't get a lot
It's been
of
a
time.
fresh air.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Super.
Yeah, it's super. I'm just lost for words. It's because a lot of times it's just David and I up here sharing and wanting this interaction that you have given today. That I'm just very appreciative of this conversation, for you showing up, for you coming up on the stage and just asking questions and sharing your experience. This is what we've really been asking for, other people to kind of go through experience, be a part of the experience. And it's just refreshing to have this conversation. And it's just it's time. What I mean by that is it's just natural evolution. That at some point it's going to start happening. The conversation is going to happen. So today was a really great conversation with you, Michael. And that doesn't take away to anybody listening that didn't come up. We appreciate Adventurous Puppy or Wandering Puppy. I can't remember that name, that jumped in, and them coming in and checking things out. And it, again, we appreciate everybody who's listened in today and just, been a part of this conversation as we've been omnipresent across multiple platforms. But it's just refreshing. And so thank you, Michael, for a refreshing conversation today around Web3 technology. And really,
you're absolutely welcome. I really appreciate you guys being here and actually sharing exactly what's going on and how you're getting it across, and actually providing solutions and making sure that people are aware of what's actually happening. In fact, let's see, if your session for tomorrow, have you actually posted that on LinkedIn at any time?
Oh, brother, we've been posting that like no other. That's been posted at least 2 to 3 times a day for sure. Where you're going to be in the room tomorrow with a couple other people that joined us last week. So absolutely, people know about our masterclass for sure. And I'm sending you the information right now. And anybody else that wants to learn about, our masterclass, I'll put that in the view details into our exact biz in a box where you guys can go and search and learn more about that. And here we go. Learn more about the masterclass. Boom, HM, boom, just like that. And it is in the view details in LinkedIn. And so you guys can go and see that. And then, Michael, I will send you a private message in the back for you to RSVP that will send you the rest of the information from our system. Okay?
Excellent. I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah.
You both have a wonderful evening.
You as well, my friend. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
I'm not going to be naked, though. So.
Well, it won't matter because we can't see you.
That part. Exactly.
So, as I always tell everybody, do you, boo?
That part. Well, with that being said, guys, you guys know the drill. Love,
kindness,
integrity,
but most importantly,
commitment
and
consistency.
And until next time,
Toodles.
Toodles, y'all.
Toodles. Bye now.
See you tomorrow.